I feel like I'm looking at these things under a microscope, but this is literally just my phone zoomed in. Wow. Finding these little tiny baby Japanese rice fish. Sorry for the shaky camera. This is insane, guys. Really excited. Got a few little babies here. My setup is hatching them out here. Got some more eggs coming in the methylene blue. And then I've been taking out the moms. I got the babies, or I'm sorry, the colonies here in the 55 gallon. There's a bunch of them. And I got these as juveniles from Hawaii. And now I'm raising them out here. Lots and lots to update you guys on with these Japanese rice fish fry. There are just more and more in this container. It's hard to see, I know. I haven't even tried to count them, but I'm gonna imagine there's at least 20 plus in here by now. You can see the adults in the background. Before I get into some more discovery, because there's a lot more, big thank you to everyone who's been ordering lately. I've seen a spike in orders on the website, wildfishtanks.com. People picking up plecos, guppies and plecos, lots of plecos, and shrimp. I just happened to fast these for a few days ahead of time. It's Friday, I'm filming this. These are going out Saturday, and then I usually will bag these and then grab the shrimp the day of. I don't usually fast them. I was out here doing some changing around and tending to the eggs, feeding some of the babies. I just put back some of the adults. We had some adults in this hang-on box right here, and I was just getting ready to transfer some of the eggs. Let's see if we can see. These are the brand new egg clutches right there. These were just dropped this morning. It's the afternoon now. So I put the fish in there this morning, and then I usually check in the afternoon and evening, and the eggs will usually be dropped on the ground, on the bottom of the tank. Or, like on this case, for this female, we had 2 females today with eggs. They're over kind of in between among this guppy grass. And I was getting ready to transfer them over to this methylene blue tank, because what I do is I put the females in here, they release the eggs onto the plants or on the ground, take the eggs, put them in methylene blue, and then to prevent fungus. And then when I think they're gonna hatch, take them out, put them over here. Well, I missed some, and a bunch hatched out in here. So let's see if we can see it from the top. Nope, top's not gonna work. Let's see if we can see it from the side here. Wow, guys. I feel like I'm looking at these things under a microscope, but this is literally just my phone zoomed in. There's some methylene blue. Wow. Instead of transferring them in here, because believe it or not, there's already a lot in here, more eggs, and I want to divvy them up just in case something goes wrong. I'm going to transfer them to this 2.5 gallon. And this is just a small tank. I got a little makeshift air stone sponge filter over there. Got a decent amount of Java moss in here, the babies, and put them in here. So once I'm gonna start another grow out tank of baby fry in here. There's a few dozen in this container. You can see most of them swimming near the top of the water. Some of them hang out down here, but they are kind of meant to be a top viewed fish, almost like a mini koi. You can see them kind of here. They're like a white platinum, but if we look up top, they got that sheen. Like they got almost like a nice little shine to their back. And we've got a few more dozen fry over here. It's pretty neat. In this little container, I'm trying to divide and conquer the different fry. See if we can zoom in. There's a ram's horn snail. You can see how small these guys are. There's one little guy in the corner there, 2 or 3 other guys coming over. But excited to grow these guys out. This is just a 2.5 gallon tank. And like I said, there's probably at least a few dozen all chilling in there. And if you look in that corner, it's really hard to see. If you look in that corner, there's a fry kind of coming up in the light right now. There's a few of these guys wiggle out. There's 2 of them actually over there. It's kind of hard to get it perfect, but there's 2 fry over there. There's a bunch in here. And what I do is, there's no way it's gonna come up on camera, but I sit here with this little pipette and I freaking just suck them up one by one, try to chase them around. So that's the behind the scenes look at what people do when they're trying to collect eggs or, you know, collect fry, move fry. Ideally, I'd move the eggs, I guess, when they're wigglers. I gotta definitely figure out a better way to do this. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how many hundred I've done of these over the last few weeks by now, but yeah, let me get back to it because it's gonna be a while. Another morning in the fish cave and another morning collecting rice fish to harvest their eggs. Believe it or not, these guys can move, man. In this 55 gallon tank with this depth and these rocks over here, These guys, when I try to dive in and collect the females with the eggs, they are very evasive. First, we have to identify which ones have the eggs. That female right there, right in the middle of the Amazon sword, she has got a nice little clutch on her anal fin. So we're gonna go after her, and then we'll see if we can identify. Usually, only really got 2 spots in my operation right now. Some mornings it's just 1. A lot of mornings it's 2 females with eggs. And then sometimes I've had more than that. But I've been purposely trying to allow some to hatch in here. As you can see, got some moss on the bottom now. Big shout out to Kevin up in New York for hooking us up with a bunch of not Java moss, but this Christmas moss. And there's a spawning mop right there. There's another spawning mop over here. There's some guppy grass. So who knows if any will survive. I haven't really noticed any babies swimming around at the top. Theoretically, I have other eggs hatching. So, you know, if some would have made it, there should be some hatching in this tank any day now. But I haven't really seen any. But to be honest, I haven't really been looking that closely. But let me go see if we can identify a second female and how many females we'll get. And then the next step is we'll check the methylene blue for any wigglers that are now swimming or any eggs that are now swimming. And then we'll clean out the bottom of this container with our grow outs over here. And then we're also gonna check on the container of grow outs we have over here. We have even more growing out in this 2.5 gallon. It's been a few more days, actually a week or so. And as you can see, I'm not even zoomed in as much, and you could hopefully clearly see the fry a little more. I've noticed that the fry over here in this 2.5 gallon grow out have been growing substantially faster and quicker and larger than the fry that are in the hang-on breeder box. Even though they're attached to a 55 gallon system, these fry roughly the same age. I do have to get better in terms of tracking the dates with plecos and stuff. I'm pretty good. All these duct tapes are dates that I put the plecos, how many plecos. I want to start doing that with the eggs too. Maybe just doing them in batches. You know, I'll collect eggs for a week, put them in a container, and then label those that week, something like that. And that way I have an idea of how old these fish are. I know that these fish over here and these fish over here, they were roughly mostly collected in the same week or two. But these are clearly growing at a faster rate. So it could be, you know, there's more plant matter in here. So they're potentially being able to eat more microorganisms from the plants. And even though there's technically more water volume in 55 gallons than there is in 2.5, maybe because they actually get to use it all, or it's you know, it's their own little thing, it's working out better for them. So long term, my goal is to still be able to breed these guys, maybe in some type of tub situation with lots of plants, potentially green water, and it be hands off. But as long as I'm collecting the eggs, I think I'm going to put them into like 2.5, 5 gallon tanks. This is a 2.5, a 5 gallon, a 10 gallon. Maybe I'll use like kind of these size tanks to put different batches of fry to grow them out, because it seems as if, at least right now, we're getting a good growth rate from the fry in this type of system. I set up another grow out tank for the rice fish because I feel like this is gonna be a much better solution. And also I wanna start keeping track of them. So we're going to move all the rice fish that have been growing up in this container right now. And you can still see they mostly hang out by the top, but they're getting a little bigger. Not as big as their brothers and sisters in the other 2.5 gallon, which is why we're gonna move these guys to their own 2.5 gallon. Hopefully they'll play some double up catch up, and then we'll free up this. We still have the methylene blue container. Got to check and see if there's any wigglers in there today. And then still have to go ahead and grab our females from the main tank and put them into this breeder box to hopefully collect some more eggs. I already noticed a couple females this morning with some eggs. If you notice, this breeder box is a little different. It's got some blue kind of painter's tape actually on the bottom and sides. That's because I noticed that the rice fish were a little stressed out. Obviously, they're gonna get a little stressed out being in a container for a day or half a day, but want to make it as least stressful as possible. So I noticed they were always kind of like flittering on the bottom. I guess they were kind of confused because the bottom's kind of clear. So I put some blue painter's tape on the bottom and the sides a little bit, and I've noticed they're not as stressed out. Little by little, making improvements as I go, and hopefully by the end of this, I'll actually know what I'm freaking doing. I will definitely keep you guys posted in the part 3 video as these guys continue to grow. I'm really excited to work with them. I'm actually picking up different color variations and really think I'm gonna lean into these Medaka. Check out some more fish tank antics right there. Some other wild fish tank stuff right there. As always, stay positive, stay passionate.